10 expensive crazy things owned by Kim Jong-un. 1. Hiring the Harlem Globetrotters. Kim Jong-un really loves basketball and wanted famous players from the US to visit North Korea in 2019. He even invited the Harlem Globetrotters, a famous basketball team, to play against North Korea's team. The game ended in a tie, but it cost Kim a lot of money because the Globetrotters charge a huge fee for their performances. 2. Expensive watches. Kim Jong-un, the leader guy, usually wears dark suits and has a simple haircut when he's on TV. But, guess what? He's got a fancy thing on his wrist, a super expensive watch. Sometimes, he wears really cool Swiss watches, like one time he had an IWC Portofino watch that cost nearly $14,000. After he took control of North Korea, he started spending way more on these watches, from $64,000 in 2010 to over $230,000 in 2012. But in 2016, the Swiss people said, no more. They stopped sending luxury watches to North Korea because of some rules. But Kim found a sneaky way around it. He secretly brought in about 100 new Rolexes as gifts for his fancy friends in 2016. These Rolexes are really pricey, maybe around $1,000 each. So, Kim might have used more than $1 million just for these gifts. Some people say his whole watch collection is worth a gigantic $8.2 million. 3. The Mile High Life. He has 2 private planes. These planes are called Illusion L-62M, and they look all fancy with VIP government stuff. The planes are pretty old, from 1963. And they used to be the biggest ones around at 175 feet long. Even though these planes are super old, Kim fixed them up for himself. But just getting these planes is super expensive, like $50 million each. 4. Boastful boats. When Kim isn't traveling in fancy planes, trains, or cars, he likes to go on the sea in style. In 2013, he and his top generals were seen getting off a huge 95-foot yacht during a visit to a fishery station. But this wasn't just any yacht, it was a super fancy 95 My Princess yacht from Britain. It had 3 big decks with a fancy living and dining area, a full kitchen, and even 4 bedrooms. But guess what? All this fancy boat stuff cost a whopping $7 million. And that's not the only boat Kim has. Satellite pictures show there's another gigantic yacht outside his big compound. This one is about 100 feet long, almost the same size as the Princess yacht. 5. High-priced horses. Now it's not just Russian President Vladimir Putin who likes to pose for photos on the back of a horse. Kim Jong-un also has a penchant for posing with ponies. But for this particular photo shoot, Kim didn't want to skimp on any expenses. He spent a staggering $75,000 on 12 purebred horses from Russia, all to appear like the very vision of fitness to the citizens of North Korea. And that was just one photo shoot. Between 2010 and 2019, customs data shows Kim imported at least 138 horses from Russia for a monumental $584,000. 6. Big on beverages. Kim really likes his drinks to go with all that fancy food. In 2016, he brought in almost $1 million worth of super fancy Brazilian coffee. But here's the thing, while Kim was enjoying his high-end coffee, about half of North Korea's rural people didn't even have clean drinking water. He's a fan of expensive alcoholic drinks too. He once said he drank 10 bottles of France's famous Bordeaux in just one night. Now, that Bordeaux is really pricey, more than $1,000 for a single bottle. 7. Ujang Hotel. The Ujang Hotel looks like a pyramid and has a lot of floors, 105 of them. Kim Jong-un's grandpa, Kim Il-sung, started building it in 1989. It took 26 years to finish, and they completed it in 2015. 8. Private island. Kim Jong-un has a private island, and it's really big. A famous person from the US visited and said it's vast. The island is said to have a main pad for Kim Jong-un and hosts several other properties. 9. Kumsusan Palace of the Sun. This building, which is also known as the Kim Il-sung Mausoleum, is located in the northeastern corner of the city of Pyongyang. It is bordered by a large moat on its northern and eastern sides, and it is the largest building ever to be dedicated to a communist leader. 10. Mystery phone. Kim Jong-un's mystery phone is believed to be by HTC. However, it hasn't been possible to identify its model. List Hogs reports that his protection network has access to the North Korean cellular network, which helps in keeping his conversations secure.